But don't stalk us.
Don't stalk us, please. Or do. Welcome to Meecaps, the weekly podcast where we go over all the entertainment we've consumed over the past week, from movies, TVs, music, anime, and anything else we give a damn about. This is episode 1, coming at you from a dark, dirty garage, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rick. Rick, how you doing?
Hello. My friends call me Rick, and you can call me Rick.
Pickle Rick?
I prefer Rick, but Pickle Rick works.
Nice. How's it going, man? Episode 1, you excited?
We've been trying to work this out for a couple of days now.
Couple days, finally got the mixer set up and everything. It's good to go.
Audio's picking up.
Hopefully we don't sound like complete shit.
I do on a regular basis. So
yeah, maybe.
My girlfriend tells me.
I'm not going to comment on that. But episode 1, I kind of want to start off a little different. Normally, like I said, we will be recapping stuff we've seen this week. But since it's the first episode, I kind of want the audience to get to know us a little bit. So I thought a good way to kick that off would be to talk about maybe why we actually enjoy the industry of music and TV and stuff like that. I know personally for me, I can't really pinpoint a location where I really can say I fell in love with this kind of stuff. But I just know as a kid, I have memories of like coming home from school. My sister would pick me up and she'd be playing like Hercules on the TV. She'd start it before we actually... before she picked me up, she would start it, and I got to the point where I was really good to the point where I could pinpoint where we were at in the movie by the time I got home walking from school. So
wait, you said Hercules. I was thinking He-Man.
No.
Okay.
No. I don't even think I've ever seen He-Man, so too old for me. But no, Hercules, Disney's Hercules, the singing one. Yeah, that was my shit back in the day. So I don't know if it was that. I mean, I was always a fan of my aunt, or my aunt would babysit me, and she'd put on like Scream and Blade. And I was a little kid, and I probably shouldn't have been watching that, but I really, really enjoyed it.
I've gone through the same with a bunch of horror movies.
Yeah. You leave a kid unsupervised, you know.
One of my very first movies that I saw was the George R. Romero, Dawn of the Dead. Oh, I think so. The very first zombie movie, black and white. I don't know what it's called.
Isn't the first one Night of the Living Dead?
Night of the Living Dead.
Or is that the second one?
I think it is Night of the Living Dead.
I don't know. We have a movie podcast and we don't know what the fuck was the first one. Don't judge us. We're young. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, like, I can't really pinpoint a specific location in my life where I fell in love with it. I just know that today I love it. Mm-hmm. I can't get enough of all this kind of shit. Like, I just eat it up. What about like you? Can you think of anything?
Yeah, I can relate to that. I mean, like I said, I jumped into your conversation, but one of the very first movies that stands out in my mind that I first saw was the very first black and white zombie movie. It was fucking tight to me. It was badass. But ever since I watched that movie, I fell in love with watching movies in general, and on top of that, zombie movies, although bad, or TV shows, are my favorite genre of movie.
Yeah, because it incorporates
it incorporates zombies with horror and also a movie and entertainment all in one. To me, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but what about like music or anything like that?
Music and everything. Oh,
do you have one that came first? Like, do you remember liking music before movies, or movies before music?
It was movies before music.
Yeah.
That for sure. But as far as music, I grew up with an older sister who liked Backstreet Boys and stuff like that.
Same, you know.
But
90s.
One band that really stuck. Yeah, one band that really stuck with me was Linkin Park. I fucking fell in love with Linkin Park right off the bat.
Yeah, I fell in love with Linkin Park, and then it kind of broke my heart. Like, I don't know. I liked their first 2 albums, and after that, it was like, they're all right, to me at least. I know they always constantly get compared to their very first album, but that first album is just like so good. It's like, it's hard to top it for me because it was just like right out of the gate, they were fucking like boom in your face. This new sound to me.
I actually, even after their new sound and stuff, I still love them.
Yeah.
Like there was I even bought CDs for Black Eyed Peas.
Okay.
Look, there were I found them.
They got some bangers. They got
It's
some
just
hits.
they got like a couple. Like
Yeah.
it's only no, it's literally only a couple.
I like Black Eyed Peas. I'm not gonna front for people out there. Like the Black Eyed Peas are cool, right?
And they have a new album, by the way. You guys should check it out.
they?
It's like it's strictly hip hop.
Okay. Is Fergie not involved anymore?
No, not Fergie. Fergie's not involved anymore.
Okay.
But the
So
new
they're missing
album.
a P.
Who?
They're missing a P.
They are. You're right. I don't know what they're called now, but they have a new album and it's more hip hop based as opposed to everything else that they put out. It just sounds like all poppy and stuff. There's more hip hop. It sounds like, I don't know if you know who A Tribe Called Quest is.
Yeah.
They sound more like A Tribe Called Quest, and it's fucking tight. It's badass, man.
Dope. I'll probably have to check that one out.
That's an album I recommend.
So we're already recommending stuff to you guys.
Facts.
So, I mean, yeah, music-wise, I can't really... Again, there's not like... The main tracks, I mean, you thought Black Eyed Peas are bad. The main CDs I used to listen to as a kid, I remember playing in my little, like, fucking blue CD player that I'd take with me on my car rides with my old headphones. I could shake mine.
Was it shake proof?
I guess, I don't know. I can't shake it too hard, I guess, but I wasn't trying to shake it. But the main CDs I remember listening to, Hybrid Theory, of course. That one was a dope one. Songs About Jane, I think is the title of Maroon 5's debut album. So I know a lot of people like to shit on them, myself included. I don't really like their new stuff, but Songs About Jane, or Songs About Mary. I want to say Songs About Jane.
I haven't really sat down with the Maroon 5 album or
none of them?
Song. I mean, maybe I've heard of a song entirely, but I've never known it was a Maroon 5 song.
You've probably heard. At least from that first album, they had a lot of radio hits back then. So
I'm sure I know they're big, and I know they've been playing
that one and
on the radio for a lot.
My brother was really into like rap and stuff, so I kind of get that from him. So I listened to like a lot of 50 Cent, like Get Rich or Die Trying, The Massacre, Eminem's albums. I really only listened to a lot to like The Curtain Call, which was his just his greatest hits. But yeah, other than that, I can't really pinpoint specific things. But I've been exposed to so much different genres of music and movies and stuff like that I think that's pretty cool, because myself personally, I'm not like partial to any one genre. I'm very open and willing to listen to anything. So I like that throughout my years I've been able to grow into that, because it just opens so many doors. And when I hear people complain about a certain genre, I find it really weird, because to me it's just like, well, if it sounds good, I'm going to listen to it because it sounds good to my ears.
That is that's recent in my life, where because I didn't grow up with I had my older sister, but she moved out early on, so I didn't really have like this music outlet. I did have from Linkin Park. I had a bunch of burned CDs, and then after that,
because who pays for music, right?
Yeah, who pays for music?
I never paid for music.
Can't say that. You can't. We're not live, are we? We're not recording.
I think
this?
we're past the statute of limitations. Maybe, I don't know.
But the same as you, like Eminem, 50 Cent on my CD player. But that was just, I don't even know how I ran into those artists, like where I even heard about them, which is like surprising me. Like now that I'm really thinking about it, this very moment.
You never had someone in your life listen to those, but for some reason you knew them.
Yeah, and then like there's I didn't have like cable and stuff, but I do remember seeing MTV videos, like music videos and shit. That was
those were super cool back in the day.
I learned a lot, like write this artist and song down. And I never knew where to get them, but I was like, writing them down until later on when I was like,
is there any like music video you remember that like sticks in your head?
Gang Twins, the Whisper song. That song sticks.
That one.
Shake it like a salt shaker. The 50 Cent. The what is it called? It's not.
You mean Hey Ya, right? Isn't it called Hey Ya?
Hey Ya. The
Outcast,
salt shaker one.
Hey Ya.
No, that's
Hey Ya. Never mind.
That's I'm trying to remember the song you're talking about.
Fuck it, I derailed it. All right, but out other music videos.
Slim Shady.
Keeping up or no?
And then fucking Move, bitch, get busted. Ludacris, get out the way. Those fucking music videos are tight, man.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes
That's
music
one where he's
videos.
got the midget literally hanging from his necklace, right?
Yeah, yeah, and he also has like he has his big buff arm where he's like super
Yeah,
buff.
I
Like,
remember
bitch,
vaguely.
get out the way.
I remember vaguely. Um, darn, what music videos do I remember? Because I was the same thing. I used to watch a lot of like music videos because essentially, like during the summertime, my mom works in Los Angeles, so no one here was really able to watch me. So she took me to my aunt's house, who was essentially like a second mom to me. So,
Okay.
but she was always busy too. So I would typically have the house to myself. I'd wake up at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning to leave with my mom because she would have to drive us to her house and then drive to work from there. So then I'd like go to sleep. I'd wake up and I'd eat some breakfast and then I'd just go watch TV and I'd watch like MTV, VH1, and G4. I remember G4. They were like the channels strictly dedicated to video games. So.
Oh no, I've never run into that.
No, yeah, that was a pretty cool channel. It's where like I got introduced to Ninja Warrior, so that's a really dope show. Now they have American Ninja Warrior, and I'm like, the original Ninja Warrior is better. I sound like a hipster, but it's just true. They're in Japanese, and they're just way more animated and into it.
Okay.
But yeah. So for
I've
how
seen
many
the clips on YouTube? Those are funny. They're funny clips, right? They're just
typically it's like the American Ninja Warrior, but I don't know. There's something about the way the hosts of that show do it that just isn't that interesting
it's
to me.
Animated.
They're more like into it, yelling and stuff. So yeah, I really spent a lot of time watching music videos. So it's really weird that I can't think of a music video that really stands out. All the Small Things, I remember that one. That's a pretty iconic music video.
Oh, what about
Blink-182 acts like a boy band?
Yeah.
So that one's pretty iconic. I can't
Stacy's mom.
Stacy's mom.
Stacy's
mom. That one was on
that.
all the time too.
Oh, by the way, I think I should point out that like they can hear the cars passing by this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live on a main street, guys.
We weren't lying when we said we're recording live.
Yeah, we're in a garage right now on a main street. So I do apologize for the cars. Hopefully they're not too much of an annoyance.
Apologize.
Now that Rick has pointed them out,
you're
gonna hear them all episode. It's pretty late though, so there shouldn't be that many cars. We're recording right now. It's about midnight, give or take. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, I mean,
I don't apologize.
I can't really think of anything. But since we've kind of been talking about music and movies and our love for them, I have a weird would you rather question for you. So something I like to ask people every once in a while. Would you rather only be able to listen to music and never watch a movie again, or only be able to watch movies, but you can't seek out any new music? So I mean that as in you can still hear the music inside the movies, whatever the director and stuff has chosen to be part of the soundtrack, but you can't go, let's say you heard a song by Linkin Park back in the day in a movie and you're like, oh, I want to check that artist out. Nope, you can't
unless you watch the movie.
Unless you watch the movie, you can only hear that one song. So I know my pick, but I would like to hear yours first.
As much as I love movies, I think I would go the music route, only because no, you know what? I don't know, because I do use
really torn on it.
I am, because I use like The Office for like background noise, and I can see myself.
You could use music as background noise.
I do that too, but I
fall asleep to rain sometimes, so that counts as music. Like
it doesn't
sounds
rain
of rain
in California.
Well, yeah. You had me for a second. Yeah, you had me for a second.
I think I would do music.
Music over movies.
Music over movies.
Interesting. Why specifically?
Only because it oh no, I mean,
you're committed, so just
I'm committed.
go with it. Why?
Only because I feel like there's more music out there than there is movies, and I can change my taste from here and there, and I can specifically look up an artist as opposed to only choosing to this specific artist. If it were stuck in a movie, like I would have to go back to that movie,
True.
Go through everything.
I'm gonna cut you off right there.
45 minutes in,
I have a bone to pick. I would choose movies over music. Just I love movies that much. Typically, I wouldn't really. I don't know. I guess one of the main draws for a good movie to me, it has to kind of be the complete package. So it has to be well acted. It has to be well shot. and it has to have a great soundtrack and score for it. So I don't know. I think I could live off of just watching movies, and I like visual things. Same reason why I don't read. I like to visually see things. So music kind of, it can tell a story in its own way. You know, I've heard songs before, and I can think, since I'm so entangled with all this entertainment, I hear songs sometimes and I'm like, oh, that would go good in like this kind of a scene. You know, I do that all the time with myself. So
you're like at the Edgar Wright director.
Yeah. So I feel, where was I going with that? I had a fucking place to go.
Oh, because you prefer movies over
yeah, so it kind of paints the picture. That's where I was going. So the music kind of paints the picture, but I'd rather just see the picture. I'd rather see someone else who heard that song and was like, I'm going to put that in my movie. I think that goes well.
What if, for music, if can I use music videos along with my music?
You can't see any video source. It's just the audio only.
This is bullshit.
It's a little tilted for you to pick movies. I mean, I came up with the question. But also, I mean, you said that there's a lot more movies than music, but...
A lot more music than movies.
Oh, yeah, a lot more music than movies. But here's the thing with that, is that...
Netflix is coming up and they're putting out a show every weekend, is that what you're saying?
That's part of it. But where I was going to go with it is that there's a lot of shitty music out there, too.
That's facts.
There's a lot of shitty movies, too, right? It's agreed that there's shit out there.
They label them B movies.
Yep. Should be like
F. And independent, because when they don't have enough room for B movies.
So, you can't really enjoy a shitty album. Like, a shitty album just sounds like shit.
It's true.
But a shitty movie could be really fucking good.
Ah, you're right.
It could be really good. It's like one of those things where you're just laughing your ass off because of how bad it is.
You got me there.
So maybe you get tired of all this good music. Why would you get tired of it? I don't know. But maybe you get tired of all this good music and you're like, all right, let me try these new artists. And you're like, wow, he's shit. She's shit. They're shit. And you don't get enjoyed. You just hate yourself because you're like, shit. Damn. But you watch a shitty movie like Shots Fired at Netflix, The Silence. You know,
you can shoot. You can keep shooting. Right now.
Gotta have a big magazine for that one. You can watch something like that, and it's just like, it's enjoyable because it's so bad.
Yeah.
So that's why I personally would pick like movies over music.
Well, you won me over. I
changed your mind.
Can I change your mind?
I'll give you permission to change your mind.
Okay, all right. Cool. I would totally do that.
Yeah, I think it's just a better option.
Because there's movies like Sharknado.
Yeah, never seen it, but I hear
Zombiever. Yo, come on, this is great movies. Piranha.
You're more into watching that kind of stuff. I don't seek out the bad movies. I know you like to seek out the shitty movies. I don't like to seek them out.
So I don't know, why would I say music over movies?
You weren't thinking straight.
That's true.
It's late.
Because you're right. I guess for shitty movies, I don't pay attention to the music. I guess I should now. It is gonna make it. You just changed my point of view. I'm gonna enjoy movies differently now, or shitty movies in general. Because when I see like super hyped movies, I'm always expecting like a good score, like Hans Zimmer and stuff. But when I see a shitty movie, I never like, oh, what artists are they using or this and that. It's gonna be a bad movie. I know I'm buckling in for a.
You just gotta learn to enjoy movies more. I don't know. I never really go into a movie with like super high expectations. I mean, certain movies, obviously, I will go into them with like a super high expectation, but I don't know. I think a movie has to be pretty shitty for me to actually give it a bad score. You know, throughout this podcast, you guys are going to get my opinions and Rick's opinions on movies, and you'll probably see that I don't tend to judge movies. I don't put them very low. Like, I think like a low score to me, if we were doing like 1 out of 10, the lowest I could think of was probably like a 5 I would ever give a movie. Okay. But I've just never seen that bad of a movie. I've never seen Sharknado or what'd you say? Werebeaver?
Zombiever, man.
Oh, okay. Werebeaver's the sequel. It turns into a werewolf.
They're beavers who are zombies, man.
Interesting. So I've never seen those. So I've never really scraped the bottom of the barrel. Maybe when I scrape the fucking bottom, then we'll go below 5.
Lavalantula.
I'm guessing it's a tarantula that comes out of a volcano.
Boom. Fucking amazing, man. Who comes up with these ideas?
I don't know, but they make more money than us.
Facts.
So, yeah. So that's my choice. Now you have both of our choices. I would also like to kind of get into some of our favorite things. We kind of touched on them a little bit throughout this podcast already, but I'd like to go a little deeper, kind of a little more back in time and more specifics that we can think of. And I'd just like to start off with maybe some of our favorite things that we've heard or watched or read, because you're into fucking books apparently.
A book.
One book.
I've gone through many halfway through and haven't finished them. I finished one book.
I finished one book in my life. The Kite Runner. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was after I watched the movie that I read it. But yeah,
That's
so
tough. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was just thinking of something.
No,
I apologize. That's just bad.
Go ahead. No.
For the listener, did you see the exact thought I had, y'all? I was just talking to the listener again.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
What was the question again? Sorry.
What were some of your favorite things so far you've seen, read, or heard this year that kind of catch your attention that you might want to recommend to some people, or that kind of point to who you are as a person? No pressure, you're being judged heavily.
Point out the obvious. Endgame.
The Endgame, yeah.
This year?
Definitely enjoyable.
My gosh. And that's
probably so far movie of the year for me, as far as experience.
Facts. It's like this is like half the year. Not even half. We're at the beginning of the year still.
Yeah.
So Endgame is just, that's a high bar.
Halfway point, yeah.
Let's
have you list some stuff first before we even get into any of the details of it.
Yeah, of course.
So we don't spend too much time. What are some other things?
So Endgame. If I would do TV shows.
Yeah, everything. That's this podcast.
Yeah. Anime. I'm throwing that out there. Attack on Titan. One Punch Man.
Newest season that just came out. Yeah,
okay.
The one that came out like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I have not started.
No,
I'm still on fucking season 2. That's because my girlfriend does not like to eat and watch anime at the same time because she can't focus on the subtitles, I guess. I don't know. She's very...
Same
I'm
here.
not going to say anything about it. But she can't read and eat at the same time. So anytime I want to watch anime, I have to wait till after we finish eating, and she eats very slowly. So sometimes we only have a few hours together, and there's just no time for anime because we can't read.
I'm just saying, it pays off to have a lazy eye.
So Attack on Titan's newest season. One Punch Man. I've been enjoying that one too. Didn't watch this week's episode. But
I mean, overall it's good. A lot of filler.
Still filler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last one.
Overall it's good.
The metal bat one was pretty filler.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, you were saying?
Yeah, Game of Thrones. If I
of course, super hyped for that.
It's super hyped. Yeah, I have some shit I could say about it, but
we'll get into that. I think. Yeah.
But and for the book, I mean, I read that like years ago though. It was like maybe 2 years ago. But I fucking enjoyed it. It's World War Z.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that.
Over the movie,
was it when the big zombie craze was going around? Or you read it after that?
It never ends.
Okay.
That's why I love the zombie craze. It doesn't end, y'all. Pay attention to all your movies and TV shows.
Gotcha.
That's incorporated. But yeah, I mean, they jumped on it late. The movie came out late. The book was like popping.
I remember. I think I was like in elementary school when that book was popping.
Tight,
there was like that one and what is like Zombie Survival Guide or something like that?
Zombie Survival Guide.
That one was really big.
There's Patient Zero. I started but I didn't finish.
I don't think I heard of it even.
It's okay. I mean, never mind. I didn't finish it. So
gotcha. He can't even give a recommendation.
Yeah, I can't even give a recommendation or anything. But yeah, World War Z was fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ever pick the book up. So
okay.
maybe the listener, if you want to pick it up, but me
as opposed to the movie where it shows one storyline. The World War Z it's a combination of like many storylines and how a zombie apocalypse would affect human beings in general, not just a one person story. It's cool. I highly recommend it.
Gotcha. Amazing. So other than those shows and movies, nothing else this year so far?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. But
this year, I would definitely say Endgame. I'd have to agree with you on that. Game of Thrones for sure. Almost everything you said. Game of Thrones, One Punch Man. I'd love to be watching Attack on Titan, but I already explained why that's not happening. Especially, you would think she would want to watch it too, because she's way bigger fan of Attack on Titan than I am. Like, I think it's cool, but she's like obsessed. She wanted when the first season came out, she was obsessed with it, and I think they just took too long to release that second season. That she's kind of like fallen off, and now it's kind of sitting in a weird place for her because I don't know. She still says it's her favorite anime. No, it's probably My Hero Academia now.
Oh, My Hero Academia. I'm surprised because she's the one that told me like, oh, the new episode's out. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like she's still hyped about it, but she just doesn't take the time to watch it. It's weird. But anyway, so those animes, Endgame for sure. Probably go with Us. I enjoyed it. I had my problems with it, but I did enjoy it.
I feel you.
It was a good horror movie. It's hard to find good horror movies nowadays, but I guess for you like shitty horror movies anyway, so maybe you don't mind as much. But I don't know. When I go into a horror movie, I want to see a good horror movie.
No, I had my thing with Us as well. I had a thing with it.
It was just a little too predictable.
That's exactly my thing.
It was a little too predictable, and I've mentioned that it's going really hard for that horror element, but then it also at the same time simultaneously is going really hard for that comedy element. So I don't think they really blended those two very well, but I definitely love the performances in it. I think they're really great performances, especially from Lupita Nyong'o, who is the main character, I guess, in the movie. And I know you don't like the little boy. I thought he was all right.
I thought he was overacting.
The little girl was pretty cool. The little boy I thought was pretty cool. The dad, he was cool. Winston Duke. The score, I really enjoyed the score for that. I mean, that's like,
I saw you were playing some of it
in the car the other day.
The other day,
it was that trailer music. Like, it's crazy that you could turn such a classic hip hop song and it's now probably going to become a classic horror song. So that's really cool that they're able to do that. But this year, what else did I watch? I haven't really been to the theaters that much. I watched Captain Marvel. I wouldn't say that necessarily stood out to me. I definitely liked it more than most people. A lot of people I talked to didn't really like Captain Marvel, but I thought it was pretty good. I don't know where I'd rank it, like in my top Marvel movies, but I thought it was pretty good.
It was the equivalent of a filler episode.
You think so?
I enjoyed it though.
Because there's some
filler I enjoy. Like the next One Punch Man episode, it's filler, but it's still good though. Yeah. As opposed to the one prior to that, it's better.
Did they actually have Saitama in it? Like the other one, he was just kind of chilling on the bench talking to the dude.
He's in it, but there's other stuff happening around
that's interesting enough.
That's interesting enough, yeah.
But yeah, Captain Marvel, I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was filler. I mean, I guess you did kind of need it to watch Endgame and completely understand it, but I don't think it was filler. I know a lot of people had a problem with like her performance. They thought she was really like standoffish and kind of alien, should you say, even though she's human. That's what I've heard. People thought she was like stale, like robotic, and not really like almost like phoning it in kind of thing. I thought it made sense for her character because she doesn't have her memories and she doesn't know what it's like to be human. She's a Kree person. That's people I heard. That's the biggest complaint they had with it, that they couldn't connect to her. And I thought, it was like a standard fish out of water. Well, kind of fish out of water. I actually really enjoyed Shazam this year. I wasn't expecting to like Shazam. I don't know. It just popped in my head. Definitely my favorite DC movie. Well, the DCEU movie, should I say, because The Dark Knight exists, and that's a great movie. So out of this new franchise thing they're doing, I definitely enjoy that one the most. I still see people defending Wonder Woman. I enjoyed Wonder Woman when it came out. I was one of those people that was like, yo, this is a good movie. They're on the right track. But after rewatching it, it's not really that good of a movie.
I like the intro, the beginning, the middle, and I hate the end. And I hate fucking hate the villain of that movie so much.
Nigel Thornberry looking ass. That's what he looks like. Yeah, I really hate the villain in that one. The ending really killed it. It was fine. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 if I were to like give it a score, which is like my equivalent to like, yeah, it's a movie. Like it's cool, it's fine. It wasn't shit.
You need to watch Zombievers and give me your review
next week. Maybe. But yeah, Shazam, I really wasn't expecting it. The trailers, I thought it looked dumb as hell. I thought his character costume, I thought he looked super ridiculous. And but actually it's probably this year next to Endgame, I'd say it's probably my favorite movie. I don't know if anything's gonna beat Endgame just because that's 11 years in the making. And I've always been a fan of comics and stuff, so it's just like I have a sweet soft spot for that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, I'd say Shazam's probably my second right now. I'm spending a lot of time on this. But yeah, as far as movies, that's how I'd go. That really stands out this year so far. Music, I really enjoyed the new James Blake album. I don't know if you ever listened to James Blake. I try to put him onto people all the time. He's a little weird. Like if you don't, you either get it or you don't. I guess with him, some people just like he's pretty experimental with his sound. I feel, although this one kind of leans a little more.
I'm trying to remember.
Like radio friendly, I'd say. But I really enjoyed his first album, or sorry, his second album. That's when I was introduced to him. It was really kind of experimental. And so I've been enjoying that new album. That's probably, I'd say, my favorite album this year so far. Just this week, I've gotten into a group or a girl. I'm not sure. I haven't done my homework on them. Called Japanese Breakfast. They're like super chill vibes. Like I don't even know what I can compare them to at the moment. But I would definitely recommend their album. It came out last year, but I only heard it this week. It's called Soft Sounds from Another Planet is the name of the album. Super chill. Okay. What else came out this year that I can think of music wise? I'm just kind of blanking right
Mine
now.
would be Anderson .Paak Ventura album.
That came out this year?
Yeah, it came out this year. It came out like
he released the album last year too, though, right? Like in October.
Yeah, he like back to back.
And then now another one. Yeah, I started listening to it. I heard it's pretty good. I started listening to that one.
It's like there's no like wow factor in it. I mean, like there's no fucking one.
He's never like he's never.
But they're all fucking,
like wowed me. But I've heard like
they're all smooth. You can listen to it all, enjoy it with.
Yeah, really, and that's a great album. Is if you can listen to it front to back and not have to like skip any tracks. Facts. That's what determines a great album for me. But I'll have to check that one out. I know I added it to my library to check it out, and I just haven't to because there's just so much content out there to consume. Yeah, like it's crazy to catch up. I don't know how we're gonna do this podcast. There's so much shit to watch and listen to, but we're gonna try.
I got bad movies covered.
You got the bad movies. Damn. There's one album I really can't think of right now. I was listening to it a lot.
By who?
I don't even know. I'm just brain farting right now because I'm trying to think of everything I've seen this year and heard this year, and it just can't come to me.
Yeah, but being put on the spot is tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I forgot about Shazam, and Shazam was really good.
Yeah.
The kid in the movie. Fucking.
Which one? The guy who plays? That was my biggest problem. The guy who plays Billy.
No, the handicap.
Yeah, I didn't like the guy who plays Billy. I liked Billy Batson. The main Shazam. Yeah. His child actor was okay. He wasn't like super good. But Jack Dylan Grazer, I think is his name, the guy from It Chapter 1. Yeah, he was really good.
He's a good character.
I look forward to seeing him in the future. I mean, he's great now, so I can only imagine he's gonna get better with time.
You know what I dislike though?
What up?
The people who played the children, the adult people at the end.
Spoilers.
Are we spoiling?
I guess you just got spoiled.
They can't spoil it.
I'm just kidding. If you haven't seen Shazam yet, you probably don't want to watch it. So
don't watch it.
But we recommend it. So
highly recommend it.
Yeah, but I feel like they kind of worked because those kids were younger, so the adults playing them were kind of playing it well. They were kind of cringy because they're adults acting like kids. I had more of a problem. I mean, the main villain I think was kind of a little weak. He was just kind of a generic, like, I'm evil because I'm evil, like, kind of thing. But overall, the comedy really hit for me. And yeah. Poop. I can't think of anything else this year, so. What about, like, last year? Let's do this. Let's say, because I think we're running high on time here. Cut last year short. We'll do this. We'll do, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, shoot. You'll tell me your favorite movie of last year.
Okay.
And I'll tell you mine. We'll say it at the same time. Pretty sure I know yours.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If you remember my Instagram story, I actually put it on my Instagram story. But no pressure. I mean, I'm not expecting you to remember, but we'll see. All right. So 2018 favorite movie. 1, 2, 3. Annihilation.
Hereditary.
Yeah, I knew you were going to be Hereditary.
Annihilation was good, yeah.
Yeah, I really liked Annihilation. I knew it was like super. It's kind of divisive. A lot of people like check out at the ending because it's a super wacky ending. Not wacky ending. It's super sci-fi. Like you don't really expect the ending, I guess.
That's a movie that really like sticks out with the cinematography and the music, the score, and everything.
Yeah,
it all combines. It all plays a factor in that
exactly.
movie.
That's why I really enjoy that movie, because I feel like if you take one of those things out of the movie, it definitely lessens the movie. So when they're all in sync with each other and like working together, I think it made like a beautiful movie. I don't know, it might be too arty for some people, like arty farty stuff, because they don't really explain much. It just kind of happens, and people don't like that kind of stuff. I know
that's dumb. People don't like that. I mean, I love having questions when I watch a movie and stuff.
Yeah, so. I don't know why people don't. Like, what's the point if they're just saying everything they feel and stuff like that? But definitely Annihilation was my number one. Special effects were on point. They went practical with a lot of stuff. I mean, that fucking bear thing from that one scene, if you haven't seen the movie, just you gotta watch it. Like, it's crazy.
I feel I hope these people listening in the future get the David's editors, the director's cut of your meme that you made.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll post it on the Meecaps Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, YouTube. I'll plug that at the end again. I did make a meme out of it. I've never used video software, but I think it came out decent. I didn't look completely amateur, but yeah, I'd say that. Laugh. And in my second place last year, I actually ended up putting the Spider-Verse movie. Again, comics have a very soft spot in me, and that one, the theater experience for that was crazy. I won't really dive into that, but my third choice favorite movie last year, just behind Spider-Verse, was Hereditary, because that one was also super dope, well shot, well edited, creepy as fuck movie.
I think it was real. That movie was very real to me. The intense scenes in the movie were, I don't know, it felt so real to me. Like I can relate to the emotions that people were having in the movie. I was like,
it felt like you're kind of watching like a family, like a real family.
It's like that's just some fucking shit that
go into madness.
Yeah,
that shit was trippy. I didn't have nightmares, I'd say, but I'm gonna spoilers if you haven't seen. I don't know.
I left the movie I watched it once. I watched it the day right after. I got off work.
I remember that.
I got off of work and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch it again.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I remember leaving the first night I watched it and I left. There was like this dread just like hovering over me, and I was like, wow, this movie really had an effect on me.
Yeah.
And I watched it again the second time. I was like, I have to watch it again to see if it's like, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe I just, the first time around, it just freaked me out. Maybe it was something. And then when I watched it again, there's so much I missed that was just being thrown in my face, and it still affected me the same way. I was like, oh my God.
And that's something I really love in movies too, movies that get better with a rewatch. And that's definitely a movie that gets better every time you rewatch it. Yeah. Let's just say, without spoiling it too much, minor spoilers, for weeks after watching that movie, there was a decapitation, I'd say, that happened that you hyped up a lot, that was going to really stick with me.
No.
But it didn't actually, or maybe who hyped
that
it
up? That was my girl.
Oh, okay, so she hyped it up. Saying it was really going to stick with me, and it didn't really. Like, it was creepy, for sure, and it was like, what? But I'd say there's another decapitation in the movie towards the end. That one really stuck with me.
That one, yeah.
That one was really fucked up.
There's, again, there's no music in there, but just the sounds and the movie were just
she's using a musical instrument, I think, kind of. But or is he? I don't know.
There's no gender.
So gender fluid. Yeah, there's that second decapitation. That one really stuck with me, and a certain part right before that with involving.
Did you just rob me? There's two of them. There's only two.
I don't know, man. Technically, actually, the whole movie revolves around decapitation.
That's a fact, man.
So it's a big part of the movie. So you'll have to figure out which decapitation I'm talking about. But right before that one, there's also a scene involving headbanging, I would say. And there's a part of my house that kind of looks like that. So sometimes when I close my eyes when I'm trying to sleep, that's what I saw. So it kind of fucked me up a little bit. So
see, there's scenes like that in that movie that are great as well. But like when we were talking about the movie and stuff, the stuff that really stands out to me is like the emotional, the way people react in this movie emotionally. It really stood out to me. It really freaked me out in a way.
Yeah.
That I've never been freaked out in a horror movie. Ever before.
And I think that's what made it. I'd probably go as far as saying it's probably the best horror movie of like the decade so far that I've seen. At least I don't watch too much horror. But like Hereditary, I think is one of the best horrors.
Vitch?
Since like 2010, huh?
Vitch, the movie Vitch, by another A24 movie.
Vitch?
I think it was Witch, but it's two.
It's the one with the goat or something, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I haven't seen that one yet. You recommended it, but I have not checked that one out yet.
It's another movie that's just...
You'd put it over Hereditary?
No, hell no.
Okay,
Hereditary over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. But it's a lot of dread in that movie, and it's just a bunch of horror that non-traditional horror.
Gotcha.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I'd say like maybe Get Out is a really good horror movie. I don't know. I don't like horror movie that rely on jump scares to scare me.
Exactly why
I like psychological stuff. Like,
that's why.
Let me sit in my own fucking thoughts. Like, let me imagine what's gonna happen. Don't just fucking hop out and scare me. I think those are cheap scares. And the only movie I'd say that I actually enjoyed recently that did that was the sequel to Annihilation. I mean, not fucking Annihilation. Annabelle.
Whoa.
The ANN, it messed me up. Annabelle Creation.
Okay.
I thought it was a significant improvement on the first Annabelle, because the first Annabelle is pretty weak. But this one, I don't know, something about it just really got to me. I watched the movie like 3 times, and there was a certain jump scare that got me every single time, even though I expected it to happen.
Was it in the shadows?
I don't know. He's waving his arms up and down for the listeners.
I don't want to ruin it. I don't know.
There's a part in a barn, I would say.
Okay.
Someone pushes someone into a barn.
Why people pushing people?
I don't know.
Everyone be kind.
Especially crippled. It's kind of fucked up.
Be kind to people. Oh, that's true. I remember now.
Yeah, you remember the part. But yeah. So that one was one of the only ones I've seen that are like jump scare wise that are scary. But yeah, I really prefer movies that just let me sit in it, absorb it, think about the consequences.
Really let you do that.
Yeah, they really, really did.
Gosh. I want to watch it again.
That's why I'm so hyped for, based off what they just showed.
Hereditary 2?
No, I don't think that's coming out. Midsummer. It's the same director.
It's still Hereditary.
But to bring it back current time, I'm actually really looking forward to. We just recently saw the It trailer that got dropped this week.
That was sick.
The scene they showed, like that's the kind of shit I want. Like no real jump scares. It's like creepy.
The first It movie also did that for me. Like I know I pointed it out to you earlier when we were texting each other.
Yeah.
And I said, if you really pay attention to the people in the town.
Yeah, the townspeople, the adults mainly a lot.
In the movie.
Yeah.
It's like some creepy shit that you notice. It's so... The movie is using a lot of acting. And like the people they're using everything in the shot.
Yeah.
Everyone in the shot. Yeah, nothing goes to waste. That's tight.
Yeah, the only thing I really enjoyed that first It, and I'm hoping they expand on it. And the second one, the only thing that kind of fell short for me was Pennywise himself in his clown form. I didn't find him that scary. I found like the original Tim Curry It. Doesn't he? I don't even remember. He just didn't stick with me. The Tim Curry's It from back in the day, the 90s, that one really stuck out to me. It was creepy to me. Maybe it's because he's more of a modern looking clown, whereas Pennywise in this one is like from the fucking 30s or some shit, 40s. I don't know. Every time he was trying to be scary, doing clown-like things, it just didn't really spook me. When he was taking over people, not taking over people, but when he was doing like, when he was other things, that's when I was really creeped out. Or when his mouth opens up at that one point and it kind of hypnotizes Beverly. That was kind of creepy. But when he was like trying to scare them by like dancing, like that wasn't scary. Like you're just dancing, bro.
It made a great meme, right?
Yeah, for a short while. So I really hope in the second one, and it kind of looks like they are gonna make him more scary. Is I hope they really make him more scary. Like especially in the trailer, he has that shot where he's like peeling his face off.
Yeah.
So that's definitely within my top 10 movies I'm anticipating this year. So I really hope that one. I think based off that trailer, I think it's gonna be better than the first one. I know they didn't show much.
Because I don't know, some trailers mislead you nowadays, and that's happened twice now that I can think of. Suicide Squad,
Big mislead.
big. Fuck. Well, just in general, like there's a bunch of trailers that are trying to mislead you.
They've gotten good at editing trailers to make movies look good. I mean,
better. I mean, like Endgame and stuff. They show you shit that's not in the movie.
Yeah,
that's
true.
So that's another way of misleading the.
Yeah, but then we have movies like what's the one coming out? Shaun Hobbs. That one that's the Fast and Furious spinoff with The Rock.
Gosh. Oh yeah, jeez, yeah.
That one they show the whole movie in the thing, unless they're trying to pull that trick where they show you everything fake, show you everything. But I'm pretty sure we saw the whole movie in that trailer. They should have left it at the last trailer. Like I was interested to the point where I would have seen it, like knowing it's going to be a stupid like popcorn movie. But yeah, now they just showed me the whole movie. I'll probably still watch it so we can tell the people out there what we think about it. But yeah, that just looks over the top, ridiculous, like Fast and Furious nowadays. Yeah, but yeah, well, companies are good at like misleading you into thinking a movie's good. The only reason I'm not afraid of that happening with the new It is because it's the same director returning. So the first one I enjoyed. So I anticipate this one being just as good, if not better. Maybe he's honed his skills better. He's gotten familiar with the cast, you know, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise and stuff, and hopefully he's able to really drive it home with the second part. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Is there any movies you're looking forward to this year that you could think of off the top of your head?
No. It is like literally the only one I can think about right now.
Not Midsummer. Same director that did Hereditary.
Damn. See, like I forgot you guys shared that a while ago. It's because I make a big point to not watch trailers for movies that I really want to watch.
Yeah.
Like Hereditary, I watched the first trailer. I watched one trailer and that's it, and I fucking enjoyed that movie. I didn't have the same reaction people have had when they like got too much out of it. So I do miss a lot, but like Endgame, I saw the first trailer and I just stayed away from everything.
Yeah.
I even stayed offline. I was surprised I was able to do that. A lot of people did that actually. I like heard on the radio and stuff like, oh, like there's
it's like what you have to do.
Yeah.
I got spoiled like I think the day before. No, I think it was just hours. The day of I was gonna go watch it, I got a spoiler. I'm not gonna tell you the spoiler I got because it's still pretty new for Endgame though.
Yo, it sucks.
It wasn't like it was a huge spoiler, but it wasn't the big spoiler. If you've seen the movie, it wasn't like the spoiler you think people would spoil. Okay. It was a more detailed spoiler that I actually had to continue reading, like to get it, like to fully be spoiled. But so I guess that's on my part for continuing to read. It's towards the very, very end of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty lame. If you spoil movies, you're garbage. That's just what I got to say about that.
I'm sorry for spoiling Shazam.
I mean, I think that's after, let's say, like 2 weeks. I think you're allowed to go full spoilers and stuff. Endgame's just so big. I'm pretty sure anyone who's seen it has seen it already. So more than likely we're safe to talk about spoilers.
Don't be that guy getting beat up outside the theater. Yeah. For the spoiler.
Or just expect to get beat up if you're a fucking piece of shit.
Facts.
So don't be.
Apply that to anything in your life.
At least I would say about those guys is at least they have the balls to do it in person, knowing that they might get beat up, opposed to someone on the keyboard.
I'm sure he didn't know. I'm sure that guy didn't know. He was like, I'm untouchable.
Probably not thinking. Like, if he, in hindsight, would he have done that? Probably not, knowing he got clocked. But at least they're there in person to get clocked. I'd rather be able to get hit rather than them just on their keyboard spamming it on fucking cooking videos where you're not even supposed to get
Oh, that's
spoiled, and you're getting
true,
spoiled
man.
for stuff like that. So yeah, so at least they're doing it in the theater, kind of. It's fucked up, but regardless, you're garbage.
Piece
But
of trash.
yeah, I mean, this year I'm looking forward to that I can think of it. Chapter 2, Midsummer. Godzilla comes out
Fuck
later
my
this month.
life. See, I'm tired, man.
It's
Godzilla, I'm
pretty
fucking
late.
pumped about, man.
Godzilla's supposed to be dope. I was gonna watch Detective Pikachu today, but we actually got this shit working, so we're here recording. So next week maybe we'll talk about Detective Pikachu. I'm really looking forward to that.
It's a rat that wears a hat and solves crimes, y'all.
That shoots electricity too. I forgot. Big point.
It's a rat with the static charge running through it.
Yep. I've never even actually been a huge fan. Like, I love the Pokemon games. I think they're really cool. I didn't actually get introduced to them for a while. I don't know. I was never really a Pokemon person. Like, in school, I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh person. I always thought Yu-Gi-Oh had the better show and the better card game. And I never played the Pokemon games. When I finally did, I was like, okay, they definitely have the better games compared to the Yu-Gi-Oh games.
It's true.
But other than that, I really don't like Pokemon the show too much. It's all right. And the playing card game is pretty weak in my opinion.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Team Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, all the way. The anime and the card game's dope. But I'm actually really hyped for this Detective Pikachu. Looks just alone, even if the story is not that great. I'm not anticipating it being that great because it's a kids movie. So like, how deep can you really get?
Is it really a kids movie?
I'm guessing it's Detective Pikachu.
It's got Ryan Reynolds. Some kind of
If it's a good kids movie, it'll incorporate adult humor into it,
right.
while leaving the kids not knowing kind of stuff.
Just like all the Nickelodeon TV cartoons.
Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network's pretty adult. No, Cartoon Network's like
Parents. They use some.
I can't really think of anything.
They used a lot of Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, I remember some Jimmy Neutron stuff.
There's a lot of adult themed.
What's weird is Fairly Odd Parents. I used to watch Fairly Odd Parents a lot, but I couldn't tell you like one specific episode. But Jimmy Neutron and SpongeBob, like I could tell you specifics in the episodes. Whereas Fairly Odd Parents, like maybe the one I remember is like Shiny Teeth one, because the songs, All right, sorry about that, guys. There was a little technical difficulties that we had. We're getting close to wrapping this up here. But yeah, Detective Pikachu, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Godzilla. The new Quentin Tarantino movie is going to be pretty good, I'm sure. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, the Joker movie as well, right?
That Joker movie is looking
fucking
cool.
That too.
Yeah. I forget who's doing that. Todd Phillips, I think, is doing that. I don't remember what he's done. But Joker, Detective Pikachu. So there's still quite a lot of stuff coming out that I'm hyped for. And then I'm always, excited to find hidden gems that aren't so widely like advertised. So hopefully there's a few of those out there. Albums, I don't really keep track of like music release dates. They just kind of it just kind of comes out and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like today, Friday's new music when music gets released typically. There's a new Denzel Curry track. I don't know if you listen to Denzel Curry.
Check him out.
He's pretty dope. The track's called Ricky, I believe. That one's pretty cool. And then Mac DeMarco just dropped an album. So I've never been like a huge fan of him. I've never sat down to listen to him.
Okay.
So like I've heard his music and I really enjoy it, but I've never sat down to listen to his album. So I was he's super chill. So I was gonna sit down and listen to him today. I started listening to the album. I think I got like 4 or 5 tracks in. It's pretty cool. It's not something I listen to like every day, but if I want to chill out, for sure, definitely listen to him. So, yeah, music-wise, I mean, nothing I can think of that's coming out because typically people are pretty cryptic, like secretive about their release dates.
Kendrick album.
Yeah,
this year.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
I don't count the Black Panther soundtrack. Sorry, like it was all right, but I want a new Kendrick album. Chance the Rapper. I mean, he's been dropping a lot of singles. No, you're not a Chance the Rapper fan?
I am a Chance the Rapper fan, but I think he's gotten too gospel for me now.
Yeah. Well, you have something against gospel people?
Some acid rap or
never listen to acid rap.
No? Jeez, do yourself a favor.
I know you reckoned to me a long time ago. I'm terrible at
do yourself a favor. You'll agree with me.
Interesting.
With Chance being too gospel now.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. Sounds good. Just not something
Childish Gambino
he's
or
done.
Donald Glover.
Or Childish Gambino's done, right?
Like as in he's gonna go under Donald Glover now instead of Childish
Probably.
Gambino. Probably. I know. I think it was last year at the Golden Globes. He said that he's probably gonna release one more rap album. Otherwise, the 14-year-olds will be mad at him or something. So who knows if that's true? Like if you could actually take that for what it is. But it's still. I mean, even if he doesn't go the rap, way, I really enjoyed his "Awaken My Love." That album was really cool.
It's tight.
At least half of it. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 also. Because there's some straight, like, really good songs on there. And then there's some that really suck to me.
Some doo-doo.
Like, I think it's the track California where he tries to take on, like, that reggae feel.
The one that goes, California.
No, I think that's a different one. different decade. But yeah. So let's kind of wrap it up here. I think we're getting pretty close to the end. I'd like to end it kind of quickly, real quick. Just some of your favorite things, maybe in of all times that you could think of. Like, give me just 3 off the top of your head, like movies maybe that.
Controversial Alien Covenant. I love Alien Covenant.
Of all time, you put the like top 3 movies of all time.
Of all time, jeez, that's tough.
Just some top 3. I don't even think I have mine ready, so take your time.
Okay, because of the way it affected me and the way I enjoyed it, 28 days.
Later.
28 days later.
Gotta clarify. People are gonna be like, "What's this 28 days movie?"
28 days later. That movie's tight.
Okay, I can respect it.
The filming in it is it's very unique it's very unique compared to other movies. Mm-hmm. The filming of it.
And it was in India at that point, right? Like it wasn't really.
India,
yeah. Danny Boyle's first movie, I think. Was his first one? But yeah.
It's fucking tight though.
I love fucking Cillian Murphy, the main actor in that one. He's a super dope actor. I think he should be in more stuff. Peaky Blinders is a dope ass show. Check it out if you haven't.
I've seen a couple episodes. It's good.
So 28 Days Later. What else?
28 Days Later.
You think I'll give you one? All right. So I'll give you some time. I'd say one of mine I'd put out there is probably Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Definitely. I know you're not like the biggest fan of that one. I fucking love that movie. Edgar Wright's a great director. I like everything about it. It's one of those that really blends together for me, where it's well acted, well shot. The music's great. The visual effects are great.
It's a Captain Marvel prequel.
It's a Captain Marvel prequel. Before she gets her powers, they left that part out of Captain Marvel too.
She doesn't remember her memories.
Yeah. So she becomes a famous rock star. Then she becomes a pilot, and that's where the Captain Marvel picks off. Where she becomes the pilot.
Captain America's in there too.
Yeah, Captain America's in it also. He's kind of a dick. Oh. Yeah, he's kind of a dick in that movie. Who else is in that? Other superheroes? I don't think so.
It's just movies in general?
Movies? Yeah. We could get into some music too after.
All right, some Island of the Dead. No, Island of a Thousand Corpses.
Never heard of it.
We'll do some searching.
Okay. Potentially Island of a Thousand Corpses. He's not sure on the title, guys. You would think he's sure if it's his top movies. But, that's just my opinion. A second one, I mean, honestly, I can't really put the Star Wars ones in there. Like, I love Star Wars, but I don't know. I just love them as a whole trilogy. Like, you have to watch them all to me, so I can't put them as, like, a singular movie. So I'm thinking of, like, one-off movies I can put in there. And I'd probably have to put... these aren't in any order either. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. Warrior. I really enjoy Warrior, the Tom Hardy movie, the MMA movie. That one was super dope. I put that in my top, somewhere on my list of top 10 for sure. It's just things that are coming to my mind right now.
Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. So you're sticking with that horror.
I love horror, man.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with horror.
Facts.
I'm a little more of a drama person, I think. Although the movies, Warrior's a drama. Scott Pilgrim's not really a drama; it's a comedy. But
Warrior's tight, man. See, I couldn't think of that. I'm thinking like I am stuck in horror movies.
Yeah,
because that's a good movie. Warrior's tight. It gets me pumped every time I watch it.
Yeah. It's an emotional roller coaster. You get pumped, you get sad.
Facts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, there's a movie with what's his name? Tom
Tom
Holland?
Hardy.
No, Tom Hardy. Tom
Uh-huh.
Hardy, where he's playing a psycho prisoner.
Bronson.
Bronson.
Yeah, he's
Bronson's
playing
tight,
the
man.
actual. It's a real guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that his acting in that is fucking amazing.
I've always
man.
wanted to see it, and the reason I want to see it, and that's actually a perfect segue for me. Thank you for bringing that up, because that was directed by. Yeah, we got a soundboard yet. Just imagine some shots going off. Movie is directed by the director of one of my favorite movies of all time, and probably the one movie I'd recommend to someone if they were to ask me like, "What's a good movie to watch?" I am looking for a movie to watch tonight. You know, whatever you're staying home, and that's Drive.
Drive.
Starring Ryan Gosling.
Okay, you told me before.
Yeah, I have. I don't think you've watched it yet, and it's you should not. Watch it because it's a fucking great movie. I know it's pretty like divisive with people. Some people hate it, some people like it, and I know the number one complaint I've had, and I've warned people when I tell them to watch it, is that there's not a lot of dialogue. A lot of it is in the facial expressions and kind of the way the characters carry themselves. And it's pretty short, but again, it's just one of those movies. Like, I think the acting is like great, especially since there's no dialogue. You like really have to act your fucking ass off with your facial expressions and stuff. The way it's shot is perfect too, in my opinion. The cinematography is great, and I don't think to this date I've found a movie. Well, actually, to this date, maybe. To this date, I don't think I found a movie, maybe besides Baby Driver, that incorporates music into the music just seems like it's so perfect for the movie. Like every song that they pick and the score just fits the movie perfectly to me. Yeah, so that would probably be my favorite movie. Just definitely the movie I'd recommend to people. Should anyone ever ask me what's a good movie that I think they might not have seen, that'd be mine. Do you have a movie like that that you would recommend to somebody if I was like, hey, Rick, what's a movie?
A movie? Oh, dude, I love Cloverfield.
The first one?
The very first one. I would only recommend that. I mean, look, I would recommend it because it's a very thought provoking movie, at least for me. I know the found footage movies. It was one of the first movies to do that, and it's hard to follow and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if as far as like the lore of the movie, the way the director put so much thought into like before the movie came out, trying to build up the story outside of regular marketing.
Yeah, I kind of remember that they had like websites.
They had
stuff,
websites
right?
going. Even like the current movies that came out, they also had websites.
Mm-hmm.
Had scavenger hunts for people who were really like trying to look into the movie, and that was fucking tight to me, man. It's like it was a movie, and then it was giving me more. And after I watched the first Cloverfield movie, I was wanting more. I had so much questions, which only made me like the movie even more, because I was like, where did it come from? Why would it be here? Sorry, if you haven't seen Cloverfield, it's about an alien.
So old. Go ahead and spoil it, man.
It's
anyone who's wanted to see Cloverfield has seen Cloverfield at this point.
It's about an alien that's either coming from undersea, or if you watch the ending of the film and you look at this shot of these two main characters in a roller coaster, in the background you see this one thing fall out of the sky that only that makes you think that it was like an alien that came from outer space or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was never clarified. The lore behind that expands on it so much, but it still doesn't give you the direct answer. It's always telling you like satellites are noticing something floating off in the distance. The oil tankers blew up. There's a company that was like grabbing stuff from deep down in the sea and selling.
I remember with all that stuff when that movie was coming out. I mean, I was pretty young. I don't know the year it came out, but I was pretty young when that movie came out. I remember everyone was thinking it was going to be a Godzilla movie, and they were just calling it Cloverfield because they didn't want to call it Godzilla.
Yeah.
And so I remember that, all that stuff based off the stuff you're describing, it sounds like I would say like, oh shit, it's a Godzilla movie or something.
That's I mean, when I saw it,
and they don't really show it, right? Ever.
They don't. I mean, they show it, but it's like, it's a found footage movie. Yeah. So that was one of the critics that it was getting. It was you can't
kind of before its time.
You can't see the monster that much in this and that. I get it, but the years after that, I started thinking, because we didn't get a sequel for a long time. We still haven't gotten a sequel, but
not a direct sequel.
Not a direct sequel.
Yeah.
But like even I asked a question. I was like, we should have our own Godzilla movie. You know,
Yeah, here in the States.
Yeah, here in the States, where they tried with the 2002 or 2000 Godzilla,
which is a guilty pleasure of mine.
I enjoy it too, and
maybe because I was a kid, but I fucking love that movie.
I love it, and then it sucks that we
just lost the followers we don't have.
Japan even killed. I think it was Japan.
Yeah, they killed the new one. They
killed them off, dude.
They're like, nah, fuck what you guys just did. Like,
but now they're cool with it.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm kind of fucking retarded. I'm just kidding. I haven't seen Cloverfield.
No,
not the first one. I enjoyed 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it made me kind of want to see it. I know people.
Oh, it's completely different.
I know it's completely different. That's why people dislike 10 Cloverfield Lane. From what I heard, is like it's not even anything to do with the first one, and they just kind of slapped fucking the Cloverfield name on it.
That's
kind of like the Paradox one that came out on Netflix. That's what really
pisses me off with the Bad Robot. They buy properties and then kind of change it to fit into other things to make more money. Essentially, yeah, it kind of sucks, but I mean they made it work, at least for me. It was cool enough.
Interesting. So how about we do this? We're running out of time here, so we should probably wrap it up. What we should do, we'll try our best. I've never seen Cloverfield. You've never seen Drive.
Okay.
So maybe this week, I'll give you my Amazon login because I've purchased Drive, so you can stream it, so you don't got to pay to rent it.
Okay, cool.
I'll watch Cloverfield. You watch Drive, and we'll discuss it next week and see. This was a movie we'd recommend to someone that haven't seen it, so it ends up working out. So I'll check out Cloverfield for the first time. You'll check out Drive for the first time.
Okay.
Maybe you hate it. Maybe I hate it.
Well, you're gonna hate it, man.
Nah, don't. Nah. So we'll do that. We'll check in back next week. This has been Meecaps. I'm David. Check
Rick,
us out
and you can call me Rick.
He's Rick, and you can call him Rick. Check us out on Facebook. No, I'm just used to saying Facebook. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Follow us or subscribe on iTunes. Pretty much anywhere. However you found us, click whatever you got to click to make sure you get the next episode.
But don't stalk us.
Don't stalk us, please. Or do. I don't care. Just don't kill me. Thanks. All right. Thank you, guys.
Peace.